Welcome back to the Duck Fellas podcast, episode 24. Hosted today by Tyler, Cade, and Zachary. Do us a favor and make sure you hit that like button or subscribe wherever you're listening in at today. Hello, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Back on the road.
I heard Minnesota's beautiful this time of year.
Do what?
Said I heard Minnesota's beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, it only hails like golf ball size hail every day.
Hard crack.
That's terrible. Terrible. Well, we'll go ahead and mention the giveaway that we got going on as we do every week. Make sure you go and get entered into that giveaway. It is on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Top of the page, pinned post. Just go do the requirements and get entered to win a blind, 1 or 2.
Do it. We're coming for your family.
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Do it, or we're coming for your family. Come back.
Jesus.
I'm going to give you stuff.
Dear God.
Getting rowdy.
Dude's getting turned already.
Monday, baby.
I feel like we're missing somebody per usual.
I feel like we are too. Guys, just fucking. It's worse than part time, honestly.
Yeah.
Is there a fourth guy?
Allegedly.
Yeah, could have fooled me.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Whatever. Pookie hates us. It's official.
It happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like that list is pretty long. It's longer every year.
The list is long. The people he hates, or what?
No, the people that hate us.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's like never ending now.
Yeah.
No. Not enough paper in the world for that one.
What does paper have to do with it?
To write down all the
Writing
people
the
that
list.
hate.
It's me.
Here comes this
It's-
fucking age.
Checking it twice.
Oh, you can do that on a computer nowadays or a phone. Technology.
We can barely figure out how to get this going every day, let alone do that.
Hey, we had like no issues today though.
It's going better.
I should find some fucking wood to knock on.
Well, I seen a post this week and did a little looking into it, and the drought monitor for like the Dakotas and even like the whole prairie pothole region is looking a lot better than it was in the middle of winter or even last year.
Yeah, that's good news.
So I can only imagine with how much rain we've had in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in southwest Minnesota right now, and it rained this morning, and now it's raining again this afternoon.
It's fucking hailing.
Yeah, thunder, and I might need my thunder buddy. Thank God she's laying next to me.
I'd love to see it though, right? I mean, obviously across all states, but monitor Iowa a little closer into other states, but it's good to have the moisture. I mean, the rain every day is kind of gloomy, obviously. It's springtime and everybody's looking forward to nice weather, but that was much, much needed. And we've been getting good rains too for keeping moisture.
Yeah, for sure. Not productive for racing though. We've been getting straight fucked on that one.
You can't spend more money every weekend.
No, I still spin it. There's some way dumber shit.
Fair enough.
You okay?
You're saying, are you having a stroke?
Yeah, kind of. No, I had to do something real quick. Anyways, this week is gonna be kind of a fun one. Topic. It's kind of crazy. What happened, but we're gonna talk about the Armistice Day Blizzard of 1940 and what all transpired and kind of led into that day. It's kind of it's really crazy story, to be honest, of how that happened and what all happened that day.
Yeah, that was some wild shit.
I hadn't anything or known anything about it until you brought it up and started doing a little always obviously deep diving into it and some articles and stuff like that. And it's not something I could ever imagine being involved in or prepared for.
No, I mean, well, back then, I mean, this happened November 11th of 1940. So
Right.
there was no technology to tell you, hey, a storm's coming, seek shelter immediately. Nowadays, unless you don't have service, your phone's telling you relatively before a storm comes in, and everybody knows usually a couple days ahead of time.
I was gonna say your phone's telling you like a day or two ahead of time, like, yeah, you're gonna get fucked.
Constantly muting it, turn it off, go away, leave me alone.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna get fucked. Just let it happen.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen. No, I mean, so on that day, I know that, like, looking back at the data on that day, it had been abnormally warm that winter up until that point, and I think it started out at 55 or 56 degrees, kind of from what I'd seen, uh, and then all of a sudden, it got real windy and started raining, and next thing you know, the rain turned to snow, and it just got worse and worse. And back then, I mean, these old boys are in skiffs, like
Yeah,
like
Not only skiffs, they're in doubled up burlap. They don't have the Shitka and First Light and everything else we have now. You know, they were putting bread bags on their socks.
yeah.
yeah, there was no waders then either. I mean, you were wearing whatever what worked out for you, but there wasn't such thing as a neoprene or breathable wader. None of that shit.
No, if August chimes in, he'll probably talk about what were they, like the rubber ball waders or some shit. That was back
Oh my
when he first started, so that had to be about that time.
I don't know. He was probably in his 30s or 40s at that point in time, so he should be able to tell us.
I'm glad you picked up what I was putting down.
Yeah, no, like he definitely lived it. I'm sure he was on the river that day, stranded for a little bit. No LP heaters. Yeah, Trent.
Fun fact.
They didn't
Yeah,
have
neither
Tyler
heaters.
doesn't
then.
have it half the time either.
No, we never.
Well, so quit bitching.
We're equipped with it. It just does not work.
I'm unequipping the boat.
What?
Yeah, dog. It's always like the 40-degree days he's got in the tank, and then when we know it's going to be butt ass fucking cold and raining.
It's not my fault that you fuckers use the heater when it's 40 and 50 degrees out because it's chilly.
Well, it's not that it's chilly and we could stay warm, but it's so much nicer to hunt in a t-shirt and long johns than be bundled up like that.
Yeah, I mean, that'd just be dumb to freeze your fucking hands off for no reason. Just crack that little heater on, get you a little fire cooking in front of you, you're good to go.
Yeah, there's that. Wait, get over it. Bring your own propane.
Anywho,
I've even offered several times. What the fuck? Like, hey, dog, we need heat for tomorrow? Nope, we're good.
yeah, no, there's definitely gonna be a reserve tank in somebody's vehicle on standby.
Oh
You
my
still want
god.
to go back to the ramp to get it.
No, that's fine. I'll just have somebody else check it before we put the load in. And if it seems like it's less than half, we're just gonna put a new tank in.
Yeah, I expect you guys to have plenty of tanks on hand this next year.
I told you I'm dumping a whole fucking paycheck on them.
Well, Zach said he's gonna have a truck bed full of propane every day.
Yep.
So if
Yeah,
we
I'm
run
actually
out,
buying a
somebody can just take the
1,000-gallon
little boat
tank
back.
just to strap in the bed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we can just fill.
Hell yeah.
I'll top them off every day. Yeah, that'll work.
Why don't we actually do that? That's fucking genius.
Nothing we do is we're not the genius type.
I'd rather just go through the bad stuff and then bitch about it later.
Fair.
Yeah, it's more fun that way.
Yeah. Armistice Day. Crazy shit. What they say? It was like 50 or 60-degree temp swing within a few hours.
Yeah, within 3 hours, it went down to almost sub-zero temperatures, and then before dark, it was wind chills as low as 55 below.
Yeah.
Which is
That's fucking wild.
Dude.
And
I think it was like
you
a
know,
4-hour swing, and it was night and day. I mean, could you imagine going out in the morning being in a t-shirt and shorts basically at 55 degrees, 60 degrees, and then halfway through your hunt, you're needing every clothing you've ever owned?
Yeah, and you obviously didn't bring it.
Yeah, no, because the weather, there was no forecast of this storm. Like I did read one thing where they had forecasted a potential slight storm, like nothing major at all, and it blew up into the what it did, and they were nowhere close on it.
well, when everybody's predicting that cold front, I mean, we're gonna do. They did what we would all do, right? You get excited to go hunt because you got that push coming down. And I know me and you talked about it the other night, but I was like, oh, why can't you just? I mean, I think I would feel the difference and want to leave, but if you got, they talked about how many hundreds of ducks just coming in over their shoulder, laying in front of them. It's like, oh,
Yeah, fucking
Fair-
millions.
fair point. I don't think I'd leave yet.
Well, and that's the next kind of like the next line here that we have wrote down is it was called the push, and it was as the front arrived, the sky's just filled full of ducks. So there's not many people that are going to just like, we better just go home. We'll just leave all these ducks be and not shoot our ducks real quick. At that point in time, you're not thinking it's going to get as bad as it was. So as these thousands of ducks start flying, these hunters are like, oh my God, like, this is awesome. One of our best days we've ever seen. Kill our ducks and go home. Little did they know that that was just the tip of the iceberg of what was coming.
Yeah, everything was great and fine and dandy until the go home part. Like I was reading, there's a couple of them, they start trying to make their way down the channel or whatever, and can't see 15 feet in front of you because of the snow. It's just a whiteout.
Right.
And the waves, obviously. I think, what did they say? It was like up to 80-mile-an-hour gusts or something like that.
I got
70
it
or
wrote
80
down
mile an hour
here.
gusts. So, I mean, little skiffs and dinghies and combination of not being able to see, we'll probably not make it very far.
Right. No, I mean, well, and put it this way too. So when that wind picked up, because I would imagine it probably picked up very rapidly to where you either got to leave stuff behind, or by the time you get done picking the gear you have out. I mean, that back then they had wooden duck decoys, so I mean they're only throwing out probably a dozen or so back then. But within no time, the temperatures dropped 50 plus degrees. Waves were growing up to 5 foot and more in areas, and on the Mississippi River where a lot of the guys passed away and died, that northwest wind that it was coming from is terrible. It blows right down that river, and then I mean, then you got a snow. They had 27 inches of snow reported in areas and drifts that were 20 feet deep. So with the equipment they had back then, they were not set up to deal with any of the above circumstances.
No, we'd be lucky today to get through that, honestly. I think.
Yeah,
I mean, we'd have to have your boats, or we'd be fucked.
I mean, we'd getting back to the boat ramp, we'd be just fine in pretty much any situation, unless we're out in the middle of the ocean. Then we're cooked.
Getting home from there is a different story, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, if it's snowing that much where you can't see anything and the roads are drifting over and that, like, look, you're probably sleeping in the truck at the boat ramp at that point.
Yeah.
So that leads to my next point. We wouldn't have left. We'd have stayed there and hunted and hopefully brought enough food.
True.
Fair point.
Hopefully Cade brought a bunch of Little Debbie snacks because we will need them.
Yeah.
You already know I stay strapped, dude.
Yeah. The problem is he ate all the crackers while I was calling ducks and he was busy
I was
munching
gonna
on
say, you
crackers.
can feed us all on the protein peanut butter thing, jelly sandwich thing.
Motherfuckers are good.
I bet they are, but sometimes a guy wants a peanut butter and cheese cracker and you're done snarfing them down before we're leaving.
That's right.
Hey,
Guys
Cade,
gotta
you got any more of those crackers, Cade? No.
I didn't bring any.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude. Every time I eat them fucking crackers, we just start wrecking shit.
I'm telling you this. I'm going to get cases of those crackers for you next year. You can just keep eating them nonstop so we kill out by 8 o'clock every day.
Be fat as fuck though. God damn.
Well, the good news is we'll be done hunting early enough. You can go straight to the gym.
Yeah, right, dude. We'll still have to be there fucking ass cracking 0 dark 30.
What do
Be
you
going
mean?
home taking a nap.
You got all day to take a nap.
Yeah, but I'm gonna start my nap before I go to the gym. And then it's just gonna be a whole day nap. I know how this works. I've done it once or twice.
Like you've gone to the gym once or twice, or taken a nap once or twice.
Taking a nap once or twice.
Okay.
I've never been to the gym. What do you mean?
Yeah. I don't even know where one of those things are.
Yeah. Wow,
So like in the next crazy thing, with all that transpired to get this storm going, it left hundreds of hunters stranded on the river or wherever they were hunting, whether it was a lake or pothole. Even the pothole guys probably with the intense snow, because like guarantee those guys stuck it out all the way till the end because they don't got to fight waves back home. But then it starts snowing and is whiteout conditions, can't see nothing. Like some of those guys probably struggled even getting home too. So
like obviously that was back in the day before you had Onyx. So if you can't see where the fuck you're going, good luck walking back to the trail. You better hope you know that place like the back of your hand.
when did 4-wheel drive come out?
Let's just Google it.
Because I'd be curious if they had 4-wheel drive back then, or like I think vehicles were front-wheel drive back then, weren't they?
Yeah, they should have been.
I don't know. I wish August was here. He could tell us.
Mass production on 4-wheel drive began in 1950.
So
surely.
So there might have been some early forms of it then, but if it's mass production didn't start till the 50s, probably not.
Yeah. You say 50? 1950?
No. 1915.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
So
I thought you
surely
said 1950.
1915.
But it says between 1950 and 1928 was the first highly produced 4-wheel drive vehicle, over 10,000 built. And then they used it mainly for military vehicles through the 20s and 30s. So I'm guessing they still didn't have many 4-wheel
Yeah,
drive vehicles
so
back then.
Yeah.
it was probably pretty uncommon that you had 4-wheel
Yeah.
drive in the 40s even still at that point.
Yeah.
Which is wild. I mean, you think about it, like you better hope you got a horse and buggy tied up out there so he'll get you home.
Nowadays we just push a fucking button in the pickup and we're like, all right, we can go almost wherever we want.
Yeah. Tell you're coming on a boxcar boat ramp and trying to make a corner and you can't make the corner.
I'm glad you said it so I didn't have to.
Ah, that was terrible that day. I didn't know I was gonna get out of that. I couldn't get even. I forget who hooked to the front of me and pulled me out. Who was it?
I think it was Curtis.
Was it? It could have been.
I think it was. It's either him or Trevor.
I think it was Curtis. It probably was Curtis. I think. I know it took everything we had with his truck to get me to even move. And at that point, the ditch on the right's fairly deep. I was worried about the boat going into that ditch. But we made it out.
That would have been no good.
No, it'd have been terrible.
Getting that big heavy motherfucker back out of there.
Yeah. I've been calling you guys to come back so we can have all the vehicles hooked to it and try and get it out.
Listen, if I hook yours to mine and his to yours and his to his, and we all just take a running start, we can get it out. Been a part of a couple of those, but it was mud, none.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the hunters,
we were almost able to do that with somebody's rental. I can't remember who's that was.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't recall.
I do recall a very nice, clean pickup getting absolutely fucking destroyed that day.
Yeah, I recall that, but I don't know why he got it muddy. It's weird.
I tried to tell him not to go down there.
I'm sure you did the whole way.
It just sounded like so much fun. Like, yeah, let's just go bomb this truck out real quick.
Just left the car wash. Let's go straight to the gravel road. where there's no gravel left.
Yeah, the fucking mud room.
So yeah, even the ones that are, I mean, if you're talking this Armistice Day Blizzard specifically, even the ones that were lucky enough to get back to the boat ramp probably had a hell of a time getting back home from there.
Yeah. Well, and I know like there was a lot of people that did attempt to get back and didn't make it back for like, and then some of them swam back, and then the others that there were some people that drowned, obviously, but some people that did make it ashore still had the next fight of getting a fire built to heat them, like warm themselves up, because they wouldn't have made it in their vehicle to where they were going.
That's I think one of the accounts that I was reading was when they got to him, there was a circle ran in that deep of snow because he just kept running in circles trying to keep his body temp up, and that's a lot better than a lot of guys would have done. They were tried to hunker down or whatever. Read a couple of them where guys were flipping over their boats and trying to use that for shelter, and that's fine. Blocks the wind and the snow, but doesn't block the cold temps.
Yeah, especially that fucking cold.
Yeah,
I mean, at least it breaks the wind.
Yeah,
but I mean, you're still going to be cold either way. And then, like, I've seen the people that were stranded out there on the islands use wooden decoys to build a fire with and burn those underneath their boat that they're hiding in for heat. So that's wild. Think about now, if you couldn't burn the plastic decoys, that wouldn't be any fun. You'd be definitely dead then.
Yeah, you'd fucking die.
Yeah, not the cold that kills us.
Melting lead from the decoy weights, and then the plastic decoy, you're just cooked.
Then you go back and, like, if you think about it, we couldn't burn almost anything we wear either.
No,
All
not
our
really.
shit's like vortex. You don't want to burn that shit.
No.
It just cinches into nothing versus actually burning.
So we'd be really relying on that propane heater
that has no propane.
Right.
Facts.
You don't need propane. Just carry a bunch of big lighters.
Nobody smokes anymore.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah. I do have like 4 or 5 lighters in the boat, though.
And if read a couple of them where the guys couldn't get fire started or didn't have the boat or anything like that. I know one of them was wild that I would have never thought to do, but he dug himself into a muskrat den. He did die. Muskrat den wasn't the savior, but solid effort.
That's the thing too. Like, you got to think about when you're gonna fucking die. Like, the shit that comes into your head to try to do is insane.
Oh, your survival instincts are going to kick in, just like a dog or an animal, any kind of animal. That survival instinct in a human is going to kick in when you're on the edge.
Yeah,
and you're going to do shit that you didn't know was possible for you to do to try and survive.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I did so like the total from what I've seen. There's not a for sure total on hunters that passed away from this freak storm, but it's between 50 to 85 hunters that passed away, and then the total death from the whole storm was around like 155 plus or minus people, that's wild, and that's just one storm of just a snowstorm too, and going from warm to cold
overnight.
Yeah,
how many people died overnight was that many, and it's obviously we're touching on the duck hunter thing more than anything, but like, was it 3 large vessels on Lake Michigan? So like, I don't know how many fishermen or crew members died there, and then they said multiple other smaller boats that capsized and sank. So it's like, yeah, we say 155, but how many bodies are at the bottom of Lake Michigan that you can't account for?
Yeah,
and back then they didn't have a way to. They didn't have a search and rescue that has the capabilities with our technology.
And they didn't have Life 360, so you couldn't tell if Dad was out on the boat that day or not.
Well, the good news is I don't have Life 360, so I don't know what he said. Didn't come through.
That's the other thing too. Like, there was no like automated system for tracking people at all. Like, even identities back then. Like, if it wasn't for your family saying that you were missing, nobody fucking knew you were out there.
Nope.
Well, that one group of kids like 1914 and 18 or something like that. There was a older guy took his younger cousins out, or an older kid took his younger cousins out, and nobody knew what was going on until the dad came home and realized they were all out hunting. And then they said that the dad got a couple guys and went to try to look for him. But even then, I mean, imagine Mary or Maggie going, "Oh, they're hunting Lake Red Rock. We should go find them." Where in the hell are you going to start?
Yeah, they wouldn't. They know where we're at, but they don't know where we're at ever.
Yeah,
No.
that's.
I mean,
They know where the trucks are at. That's about it.
yeah, maybe they might not be able to find it.
Yeah, no shit.
But like nowadays, like I know they use live scope and all these sonar and stuff like that to help find a missing person or a body whenever
Yeah.
it turns to that kind of search. But they just didn't have anything back then, so they're just literally going off of divers, and if I'm looking for a body floating on or up against a bank somewhere. So the number could have been worse. It could be
Yeah,
way
for
worse than
sure.
what they're predicting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
did you guys see the deal about the efforts of Max Conrad and John Bob Bean? They're pilots that were flying around and doing supply drops to people that were stranded to help them out, and also to find people.
I didn't until you brought it up the other night, and then I kind of did a little looking into it today. That was kind of wild. I mean, obviously something you don't have to do, right? But
Yeah, and I feel like that goes back to like the whole survival instinct of it. Like they knew those people were fucked.
yeah, I mean, even then, you think that storm rolled through, but can't imagine even the day after the winds had subsided that much that it couldn't have been comfortable flying around either.
No.
Well, I mean, they were flying around in the 50, 60 mile an hour winds, and that was back then, or even nowadays, still tiny aircraft when they're flying around in. So that's no easy task either. What they were doing.
Yeah, said it was a Piper, right?
Well,
things.
Yeah, Piper aircraft.
Yeah, those are not big airplanes.
No.
Again, we are talking about 1940, so I'm not sure how many big airplanes there were.
I think it was mostly military back then.
Yeah.
But I know they did get nominated for, I don't even know how to say this medal, but they got nominated for a medal for heroism. For
Carnegie?
I don't even know, something like that. But just for their efforts that year, they were flying the Mississippi River in the backwaters near Winona, and then numerous other places too. I know they were all over trying to do what they can to help the people that were, I mean, helpless at that point.
Yeah, that's hard to find in this day and age. I couldn't imagine back then, especially like we were saying, with not. I mean, I don't know how many fucking airplanes there were back then, but it couldn't be very many.
No,
then just to offer up and like, yeah, we'll go look for people and drop shit off where we can.
Right. Definitely a wild time.
MRE crackers and burlap sacks for, you know, it's not even like today where if they were going to drop anything off, it would be medical supplies or, you know, any of this food that's actually like high density, well, probably was that back then. But they're probably those little bricks of nasty shit that they ate from 1930s.
When you're dying, you don't get the fuck. That's true. It should have had plenty of duck to eat though. God damn.
Dude, could you imagine? I bet you that migration that day was insane.
Yeah.
I've hunted a few pretty good migration days, and I've been pretty lucky in the past on hitting some stuff right to see some massive pushes of ducks. But something like that, where you know there's when it's warm winter, so some of the ducks that are necessarily pushing because of the time, like the schedule or the calendared birds, you know. I imagine it was one hell of a waterfowl push that day, to where they seen shit that they've never seen before and never will see again, probably.
Yeah, Mother Nature straight up said, "Fuck you, ducks. You are moving."
If you don't move, you're dead.
Yeah. Even if you do move, you are dead.
No shit.
So I think one of the reports one of the accounts I was reading, one of the guys hunting said he was sitting there waiting for ducks to come in, because all of a sudden it was just by the hundreds, mallards are dropping over his shoulders and just landing right where he's hunting. He was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome!" And then obviously he had a hell of a time getting home. But could you imagine just sitting there and it's like, and those birds had to just be so dead tired that the second they found some sort of covered or covered water, anyone say that? Protected water, get you out of the wind a little bit, down in the hole, and then they're like, "I don't really give a shit if you're out there swimming. I'm going to land here."
Yeah, I mean, obviously, on any high wind day, you always find them birds concentrated in slack water areas where there's just no
Yeah.
wind or no waves to. I mean, we see it all the time at our lake. When we get a hard west or northwest wind, them birds are getting kicked off the lake by hundreds at a time. And
Yeah.
not a lot of guys go because they know that it's gonna be windy and they don't want to sink a boat or take the chance of drowning. So I would say on a Saturday, you would in one of those days, you're lucky to see 10 boats at the ramp at most on even the busiest time of year. On those really windy days, which is good because not even today, like the boats are pretty good size nowadays compared to what they used to be by far. But they're still not. I mean, mud motors are a little bit less reliable than an outboard. So all it really takes is your motor to give out. You're still going to take that chance of drowning or flipping, capsizing. But
And there's some days, like even with your little boat, we're like, "No, that fucker's staying home. We'll throw a decoy in the big boat."
And I don't think we're not trying to take away anybody else's drive. Like, yeah, we know you want to go out, but when I was 18, I didn't have the means for a big boat like that. So you get these kids out there, they're 18, 20 years old, that don't have the means for a big boat like we're in. It's like, we've seen this couple kids this year on the highway day, and it's like, "Oh man, I don't. 14-footer with a long tail. Like, I just don't know if I'd be running that thing around too much today."
Yeah. And that goes back to just younger kids always think they're fucking bulletproof. And I can't say that I wasn't one of them, but
I still am.
yeah,
I was 30.
you really have to think about it. We've said it, God damn, I'm about to blow my eardrum out. We've said it a million times on this podcast too. Like, if you're even questioning if you can make it out and back in the same day, don't go. There's no duck in the world that's worth that shit.
If you have a doubt in your mind about like, should I do that or not? Like, you
just
probably shouldn't. I mean, you can go to like. There's been days where even I've gone to the ramp, like when say we're froze out of the slack or the shallow areas, and I'll go to the boat ramp, and I'm like, that's more fun than I want to deal with right now. Like, I'm just gonna go home and go hunt a field, because that's always an option too on those high wind days and those like the weather days when it's getting cold and pushing birds. The fields are almost always like your better bet, anyways, if you can find one.
Yeah, a lot of people, I mean, I know it sucks when it's a little bit chillier or like freezing up, but we've even seen it on like the warmer high wind days. Like, dude, just go hunt a fucking walk-in spot. It's not going to kill you, I promise. You're way safer to walk in and get a little sweat going than flipping a fucking 12 or 14 foot boat. For no reason.
That'll be what's nice about that Coal Creek area.
Yeah.
Is it's going to be an area, no matter the weather, you can go and hunt it. Like,
Yep.
It could be 100-mile-an-hour winds. You just got to worry about trees getting broke over at that point, but you're not going to worry about no waves. Like, you can hunt it if you want any day.
Right.
Yep. I will say, not knowing if you're going to make it back, I've had one of those situations. Not due to wind, but the first time I run with Tyler and he ripped on that big boat, and I flew back into Tyler, I was like, "This is it. We're ripping down the river at how mock Jesus. I can't see anything. I don't know how Tyler can see anything." I'm like, "This is it. I'm gonna die on this river today."
Grow up.
I'll do now. Now I'm excited about it. And I'm like, "Let's go faster."
Yeah, dude.
But
I'm telling you
the
right
first
now,
time I ever rode, I was like, I've never been able to got on a boat before in my life, and he's ripping down there.
that was how mine was too. The first time I ever hunted with him, and he said, "Hold on," so I like kind of like loosely grabbed,
Yep.
Same thing. I ended up on my fucking ass in the back of the boat, and I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Dude, I tell you what, everybody that it's their first time hunting with me, I tell them like, "Hey, you guys ready? Like, grab onto something." Then they always come rolling to the back of the boat because I don't ever actually grab onto something. Because when I get on it, I'm going from 0 throttle to 100% of throttle. I don't do 0 to 100 really slowly. It's all gas, no brakes.
I love it. Because when you say it, I watch what they do with their hands, and if they just do the light thing, I'm like, idiot.
All right,
You're not eating shit.
Need to get a camera set up in the blind to record those takeoffs some mornings when we have new people with us because it never fails. They're rolling through the blind.
I still think the funniest one was that day Daniel showed up late and hungover, ran his truck out of fuel. Tyler goes, all right. And Daniel had hunted out of the boat before. Tyler goes, all right, you guys ready? And I watched Daniel's hand just do one of those lip things, and I'm like, oh, fuck, here it comes. He was standing right in front of me, and he flipped past me and rolled back to the back of the boat, and I was like, holy fuck.
Then the whole help with the hangover for sure.
Dude, the entire boat ride out there. We went a ways back there that day, too. The entire boat ride out there, he's fucking ghost white. And I'm like, if he pukes in this boat, how is it going to kill him?
Yeah, he was riding the struggle bus.
You your waders or you're swimming back?
Yeah. He was not in good shape.
Nothing better for a hangover than a nice cold boat ride, though. I'll tell you that.
That is for sure.
Dude, there was one day in Nebraska a few years ago on a trip. We met up with Chris Barr, and then me and Corey Swan went and drank with Chris till like 1 o'clock in the morning. And we were getting up at like 2:33 to go hunting every day. So we were normally going to bed at like 7. Well, we decided it'd be a great idea to stay up and drink with those guys that are sleeping until 8 and then coming out. I woke up and got in the truck, and I'm like, this probably isn't a good idea. We should probably just go back to bed. Trevor looked at me, and he's like, how you feeling? I was like, oh, you want to drive for a little bit? And he drove to the boat ramp that day. Get there, and he got out of the truck and started getting stuff ready because they all knew what needed to be done. And I just sat there. I'm like, oh, I'm not looking forward to this. Finally got up and got moving, got everything ready, put the boat on the water, and I was like, all right, here we go. Took off, and as soon as that cold air smacked me in the face, I was golden. It was like a brand new person all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
It was, that year was cold on that trip, so it woke me right up, and it wiped that hangover out of the system.
I'll tell you what, even like knowing what you're getting into with that little boat, if you have a hangover, by the time you get that fucker in the water and you know what you have to do here in a minute, it's gone.
Yeah, no, you're just ready at that point. You're like, all right, let's go.
Yep. Like, we're about to do some fuck shit. I got to get my shit together.
It's like your body's like, oh, fuck, I better get ready for this shit.
We're about to get wet.
Trent did say something too. He said, there was a day this year where he said he wasn't going to go out, and he knew of 6 boats that sunk that day alone, which is it's wild that it still happens today, but also people that just want to keep going, even though they probably should take a day off or go find a different area to hunt that's not going to be a big body of water.
That's the wild thing. Like, we have so many resources, and even a little bit of time on a lake a couple different times, like what winds are super shitty for that lake.
Yeah. Like for us, anything that's like west northwest, you're not going to have a good time on the boat ride.
No.
It's going to be absolutely awful every time.
Yeah. Especially for me.
I like those boat rides. It's fun. I like it whenever I smack a wave head on and it comes tidal waving over the front. It's a blast.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it always seems to be like 30 fucking 1 degrees that day, so I always get soaked, and then I'm like, no, I got icicles dripping down my face.
My beard gains like 5 pounds because I'm like, this ice out of here.
I've had days where I've gotten to the spot and I can't unzip my jacket because it's frozen, and just everything's frozen. I'm like, oh, now what? sit there for
Guess
a couple
we're
minutes
dying.
trying to chip it off so I can unzip my jacket and take it off. Because if I set up decoys with everything that I wore for the boat ride, I'm gonna be dead. I'll be sweating my tits off, and it'll be hotter than shit.
Yeah.
You'd be hot in a fucking t-shirt, 40 below.
I'm kind of
let's not get
surprised he
carried
doesn't
away.
just wear swim trunks and Crocs
No shit.
when we go put decoys out.
fucking dying.
You think I got the heater on?
Remember opening day a few years ago when I laid in the back of the boat with the dogs because you guys had the heaters ripping, and I'm like, there ain't no way I'm getting in that blind right now.
It was fucking hilarious. He was in the back of the boat with his waders rolled down to his ankles. He was laying on I think we had like a piece of burlap or something he was laying on.
It's a
Just
hydroturf
to
mat.
stay, just to stay dry.
Yeah.
And he's back there like, you motherfuckers are nuts. He kept bitching that the heat was blowing off the back of the boat over to him.
It was.
No.
I was sitting back there with Ellie, and Ellie's like, "What are you doing back here? This is my spot. Get out of here."
Shit.
Also, when we stand up to shoot or look around or just stretch legs, they'll stand up and like, ooh, that's cold.
Yeah.
Right back down into the hole.
I'll just stretch out a long way, not up.
Yeah.
I think we'll go ahead and move into the second half of this, where the question is like, could another one of these Armistice Day Blizzards happen again? And a first initial thought, I truly don't think that anything like this could ever necessarily happen to the magnitude that it happened back then today.
No, I would agree. I mean, I think there's several factors that have changed from then to now. And don't just mean in technology, I mean in everything, right? But I just don't see it actually happening. Like, I could see, we get dumped on with snow, or we've got high winds, but I just don't see everything popping up at once like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely no Ed Wilson, so I can't say like what brews up that kind of storm, but we've seen it in the trends the past, you look at the past 10, 15 years, like at this point, it would never happen like that again. Just the storm itself. Obviously, I mean, we've gone fucking tenfold on technology and hunting equipment. That, like, getting stranded like that wouldn't really, I don't think that ever happened today. And if it did, 99% of guys have a heater.
Yeah. I mean, well, so like this whole blizzard and the Armistice Day storm of 1940 led into the whole reform of the entire U.S. Weather Bureau for how they predict weather. And I know it happened back then it was based in Chicago, I believe. And now it got moved to Minneapolis because of this day. And they also implemented 24-hour staffing to stay on top of this stuff to, if something all of a sudden drastically changes for the forecast for tomorrow, they can release that right away and make it public.
Right.
Yeah. Then it could send the planes up with chemtrails to divert it.
Here we fucking go.
Oh my God.
I
Jeez.
had to say it. I had to throw it out there.
No, yeah. No, I mean, whatever you got to do to make yourself feel better, that's fine.
Well, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying it seems to be a hot topic lately.
Cloud seeding and that stuff has been a hot topic lately in the past the past 5 to 10 years with all these droughts and wildfires getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
But we won't get into that. I mean,
No. Let's not wrap
Please,
that one.
please don't.
yeah, because there's so many radical people on both sides of it. That's just a deep, deep dive.
We'd have a fucking 5-hour podcast if we got into that.
Yeah. But with everyone having smartphones and then the technology nowadays, it's just a lot less likely that could happen. It's never 0% chance of something like that ever happening again, because no matter what the people say, they can't predict the weather for fucking shit. Every time they call for a 30-mile-an-hour wind and we're going hunting like all excited because we're gonna have a high wind, go out there and it's slack water, not a spit of wind anywhere, and it's cloudy.
Yep.
Yep.
Probably the only job I'm aware of that you can be wrong 100% of the time
and make bank.
and still have a job.
Yeah.
Make fucking killing
Yeah.
money.
I mean, I'll say they're more. I would say this is they don't miss big storms as often as they do like on the say the storm's worse than what they forecasted. It's usually not near as bad as what they forecast. So
Right.
they're generally forecasting it to be way worse than it turns out to be on a
Yeah.
general consensus.
Which honestly, I'll take that.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
would much rather you tell me we're gonna have grapefruit sized hail and 120-mile-an-hour gusts, so that way I can put ratchet traps on my roof and the storm cellar.
Ratchet straps on your roof, huh?
But yeah, I'll need a thing. I just replaced it. I'll need it flying off. Spend all my money on shingles, but every screw left.
You know what would help with them not getting ripped off again? If you actually trim
What?
the fucking edge.
I spit on you. Don't tell me.
Dear God.
Jesus criminy.
That would help though, probably. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely would.
Definitely won't hurt.
It's cold now. So I'm good with not trimming it.
You're a clown.
Can't blame you for calling it how you see it.
But modern day gear nowadays. So like, just look at waders alone. Look how far those have came in the past 10 years. Let alone
Oh,
what
past. I mean, gee, how long ago they come out with the? Maybe longer than I think because I haven't been researching them. But the zip, like the full zip up waders. I mean, even the past few years, like how much shit's changing.
I mean, they've had zip up waders for. It's getting close to 10 years now, probably.
Yeah.
If not over 10 years. But it's definitely gotten way better from year one to year X amount on those. Like, and then like Cade doesn't wear Sitka, but the Sitka and the Shins and even Drake, Banded, all these gear companies every year come out with something better than what they had the year before for whether it's staying warm or dry or warm and dry. There's clothing for every different situation now compared to, I mean, then you just had a jacket. Like you didn't have all these other different options. You had a winter jacket or no jacket.
Yeah, the waterproof technology in general has come so fucking far that it's crazy to look back and see how those people hunted back in the day, especially with no heat. I mean, they were fucking diehards.
Yeah, their only heat was building a campfire.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no fucking propane.
I think they were looking at it in a way different way than we do too, right? I mean,
right.
We don't waste our birds by any means. I eat everything I kill. But they were doing it like they had to go kill anything to feed the family.
100%. Compared to nowadays, I mean, I hope everybody that goes hunting in general for waterfowl or deer, turkey, all that stuff are in some way, shape, or form eating what they're killing, because otherwise you're defeating the purpose of going. Yeah. But like we waterfowl hunt all year. We kill usually quite a few birds, and we just dropped it all off at the meat locker this year instead of doing it ourselves to get processed. And it gets eaten throughout the whole year, whether we have get-togethers or, I ask people, hey, you want some hot sticks, brats, or anything like that? Like, here you go. You have a couple packs or whatever. It pretty much what we kill gets eaten every year. It takes a whole year, but it gets eaten.
Yeah, there's not hardly shit that goes to waste.
No, I mean, you could look in the freezer right now. What I have right now is breakfast sausage. We have a ton of that left, which is perfect because I didn't get any made.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. So it was definitely a bigger thing back then because they relied on it for survival for their dinner. People nowadays, you can go out and strike out, not kill a duck, and just swing through McDonald's and get yourself a McDouble on the way home, and then have the shits afterwards.
After it's really on the way.
As you're taking each bite,
that shit touches your mouth.
In and out.
And then I mean, it doesn't just go towards like your clothing. So, as you guys have mentioned and complain about all the time, fucking heaters. most people that hunt nowadays have a Mr. Buddy heater that they take with them. So, and then look at the size of boats. Back then, I'd be surprised that they had a boat bigger than 12 foot on average. I would say the average boat was 10 to 12 foot and probably 36 inches wide. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I doubt it.
No, I'd say
I don't think you're far
probably
off.
right.
Yeah. Nowadays, I would say the average size boat's probably about a 17-foot boat.
Yeah.
I mean, because 16 is considered small nowadays. 18 is considered to be a little bigger. So I'd say that 17 range would be about the average.
Yeah.
So you can handle water a lot better in a 16-footer. And as Trent just said, a 4 horsepower motor compared to 4D, which is what most mud boaters are nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those boats probably couldn't get out of their own way.
Yeah. Could you imagine trying to go upriver? If I had a 4 horse motor and I was going upriver, we'd definitely have paddles out too and help them paddle going up the river because I'd be like, this is just killing me.
But we can try it. There's one right behind Zach's head.
Yeah. I'm good. I like going fast. There's a reason why I got a 300 horse motor and a 115.
I think we should put the 4.5 on your big boat and make it struggle for a year.
Yeah, we could mount it on the front for
Struggle?
reverse.
We have to mount it to the side, just use it for motion of the decoys.
If it wasn't so freaking loud, that'd be awesome.
That fucker is loud.
But like, I mean, talking about motors, the reliability in the motors they have now.
Yeah.
With fuel injection and just modern day technology, you don't got to worry about your motors. Like if you have a fuel injected motor, it's going to start in the cold, no problem. Compared to the old carbureted motors back then. Yeah, good luck. You can sit in there all day and try and crank that thing over or pull start it, not crank it over because they didn't have fucking starters then either on those boats.
That was all shoulder pull.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
imagine doing that with ice cold fingers because you have one pair of cotton gloves on when you're hunting. I'm gonna put it in my hand. I want you to fold my fingers over so I can hold it.
Which hand?
Probably my strong hand.
the one he's got better grip with.
Yeah.
Probably the full finger one.
Yeah, that would be handy.
Yeah, no, I mean that would make sense. But Zach doesn't do a whole lot of things that make sense sometimes.
Nope.
Fair point.
So, speaking of Zach, that picture with the beaver yesterday you posted cracked me up. Like
it's one of me holding with the face or him facing the camera.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool picture. I was like, little guy smiling.
I was reading the comments after I commented that, and somebody else said, "Looks like your long lost cousin" or something like that.
I know. I saw your comment, and then Boyd Bradshaw, and I was like, "You fuckers just teaming up on me." I think my front teeth are kind of big, but I don't think they're beaver-like.
I think it was more the facial features they were talking about.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh my gosh. Was that beaver from back there where you were trapping behind my new place?
Yeah, behind your new place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
I didn't want to run him up the creek and dropping a tree in your house, so really I was looking out for you two.
Okay.
What a guy.
Yeah.
The same.
What a guy.
How many beavers did you catch?
3 total out of there. Young ones, like they were getting kicked out of the den downriver, and they were just coming up looking for somewhere to stay and catch them coming in and doing that. The one I didn't want to take a picture of it because I thought, or send a picture of it on Facebook because I think PETA might have came after me. I ain't kidding. I think I've caught muskrats bigger than that beaver. It was like this freaking big.
Oh my God. That's probably the one that was eating all the bark off all the trees.
Probably was. I looked at the trap and I'm like, what is that? I was like, is that a rat? Like a muskrat? And so then I walk up to it and pull the trap out. And I was like, oh my God, this thing was born 3 days ago.
It's a little baby beaver.
Yeah, it was. Tender, though.
My goodness.
Love eating beaver.
Well, do you guys feel like there's
Don't
anything
fucking
else
look
we
at
need
me
to
like
touch on?
that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, just kind of wild, to look back at Armistice Day and kind of what happened to those guys and RIP, right? Hopefully we never end up in that kind of situation, but
But I feel like it's a good story for a lot of people to hear or learn about, just because, I mean, realistically, this could happen at any given point in time during hunting season on any day you're out there. So it's, people always say about the risk people take and the risk you take. I mean, nowadays the risk isn't near as much doing that stuff. Obviously, there's always a risk when you're going out in the wintertime on water when it's freezing water. But
absolutely.
I mean, there's always that risk of any day something like this happening, and maybe you're just not prepared for it, or you don't know, you're new to running a boat. I mean, I don't care what size boat you have. When you're running water like that and weather like that, you have to know what you're doing, because you can sink any boat.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, best way to do it if you're wanting to get a boat, to get out and do it during the summertime, at least during summer, and preferably not on high wind days. Get used to running the damn thing.
Or go out on the high wind days in summer so you learn how to run in the high wind.
Yeah.
At least if you sink it, you can swim back.
All right.
Wear your life jacket, of
That's
course.
no fun, though.
What's no fun?
Doing it when it's warm out. Just fucking take a cold shower, take a cold swim.
I feel like it's a little bit safer / smarter. I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
Safety's for the birds.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, if anybody that's listening to this podcast has any thing that they think we missed or things that we should touch on while we're on this topic here, now's the time to
Or if
comment.
August remembers Armistice Day, let us know what it was like.
He's probably not even listening. He's going to claim he's busy.
Yeah, he's been claiming he's super busy lately, but we all know it's bullshit. What I'm depressed. Bill's not here, or Bill's not commenting. That's wild.
That is wild. New one.
One thing before we do get closed out here, I wanted to say was, we coming into the summer months here, me and Cade work jobs where our hours vary a lot. So we might be having to switch the live stream times back to 8 p.m. And there could be weeks where we don't live stream and we just get together and record a podcast when we can, because there could be weeks in the summertime here where we skip a couple weeks, which there will be some weeks we take off going through the summer, just to go do our own thing and take breaks. I mean, when it's not hunting season, we don't need to do this every week, but it's fun to get on here and chat with everybody. But so we could be moving to 8 p.m. live stream times. We're going to see how it all plays out here as we get more into the busy time of year for all of us with working. But yeah, no, that is definitely something that could happen. And there could be weeks there will be weeks we don't podcast or stream in general throughout the summer.
Yeah,
I don't know. Zach works 9 to 5, so he could do it every Monday at the same time. So if you guys do want us to podcast at the same time, just shooting us messages. Say, no, we want a Zach Neuendorf podcast Monday when you guys can't be on.
He'll do it.
I will. I'll sit there. I don't care.
He could bring his beavers and hang out with you guys.
No. Maybe we can do a live. We can do a live on how to skin and stuff a beaver for eating purposes.
That still doesn't save
It
it.
doesn't.
Oh man, no, I think we touched on quite a bit on this Armistice Day Blizzard deal. Definitely wild time. Definitely crazy that this happened. And it's a very unfortunate event. Probably, like I said in the beginning, I think it's one of the most tragic days in waterfowling history to date. Just because of the amount of casualties and people that were didn't just die but suffered out there because of the lack of forecasting capabilities they had.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of young hunters. I mean, a lot of old ones too, I'm sure. But
Well, I'm sure it was definitely a mix, but it's just crazy to hear about that, and it's crazy to imagine something like that is even possible to happen, with how we've came up, and what we've seen. I mean, we've always had the TV with news that isn't super reliable, but it's reliable enough not to miss a complete shitstorm blizzard like that.
Right.
But I think that about wraps it up for this week, don't it, boys?
I think so.
I think so. Wish
yeah.
wish me and little Kooky luck try to wrap a turkey tag around one for him this weekend.
You guys going this weekend?
I think that's planned, pending weather.
He'll cancel on you. Don't worry. You're not going to go. Make your own plans.
That final skill by myself.
But that wraps it up for this episode of the Duck Fellas podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. As always, please like and subscribe to your favorite podcast destination. And if you're listening to this podcast on any of the destinations, we are also live every Monday night, 7 p.m.-ish on Facebook and YouTube. But that ends it for this episode. We look forward to coming back at you next week, hopefully here. We'll see how it goes. But until next time, message Austin and tell him he's a bitch.